Triple H just revealed the masked man WHO destroyed Braun Breaker at the Royal Rumble, and it's so devastating that Braun Breaker might be done with WWE forever. I am sitting here shaking with a combination of shock, rage, and absolute heartbreak because what Triple H just exposed at Saturday night's main event isn't just about who attacked Breaker. It's about a betrayal so deep, so personal, so absolutely soul-crushing that Braun Breaker may never recover from this. The masked man's identity has left the wrestling world saying, "Goodbye Braun," because after what was revealed at SNME, there's a very real possibility that we've seen the last of Braun Breaker in a WWE ring. If you're not prepared to have your heart ripped out by this reveal, stop watching now because what I'm about to tell you will change how you view WWE forever. The reveal happened during a special emergency segment at Saturday night's main event that nobody saw coming. Triple H walked out with security flanking him, looking more serious than we've ever seen the game. Hunter got on that microphone and his voice was shaking, not with anger, but with what seemed like genuine sadness. He said that what he was about to reveal would shock the WWE universe, that it would answer questions about the Royal Rumble attack, but that it would also break a lot of hearts. The foreboding tone Triple H set made everyone in that arena and watching at home terrified of what was coming. And then Triple H gave the order for security to bring out the masked attacker from the Royal Rumble. The crowd was on their feet, cameras were zoomed in, and you could hear a pin drop in that arena at Saturday night's main event. Security escorted someone to the ring, still wearing that black mask, still in all black, and positioned them in the center of the ring. Triple H stood across from this person, took a deep breath, and said 5 words that created absolute pandemonium: "Take off the mask." Now, the masked figure slowly reached up and pulled off the mask, and the gasp that went through that arena was deafening. Standing there, revealed as the person who attacked Braun Breaker and cost him the Royal Rumble at Saturday night's main event, was Braun Breaker's own uncle, Rick Steiner. Yes, you heard that correctly, the legendary Rick Steiner, Braun Breaker's own family member, was the one who destroyed his nephew's WrestleMania dreams. The betrayal is so deep, so personal, so absolutely unforgivable that it's shaking the wrestling world to its core. The crowd at Saturday night's main event erupted in a mixture of boos, shock, and stunned silence. This wasn't just any betrayal, this was family turning on family. This was the Steiner legacy imploding in the most public and devastating way possible. Rick Steiner stood there in that ring with an expression that was part defiance, part shame, and everyone watching knew we were witnessing something that transcends wrestling storylines. This felt real, this felt painful, this felt like we shouldn't even be watching. Triple H demanded an explanation at SNME, and what Rick Steiner said next made the situation even worse. Rick grabbed the microphone with tears in his eyes and said that he attacked Braun Breaker because he was trying to save him. Rick claimed that Braun was being pushed too hard, too fast, that WWE was going to destroy his nephew's career the same way they've destroyed so many young talents before. Rick said that by costing Braun the Royal Rumble, he was actually protecting him from the pressure and expectations that come with main eventing WrestleMania. But then Rick Steiner's explanation took an even darker turn at Saturday night's main event. He revealed that the Steiner family has been torn apart by Braun's WWE career. According to Rick, Scott Steiner, Braun's father, has been devastated watching WWE turn his son into something he's not, pushing him into situations he's not ready for, setting him up for failure. Rick claimed he was acting on behalf of the entire Steiner family, that this attack was an intervention to save Braun from WWE's machine before it's too late. The wrestling world's reaction to this reveal has been apocalyptic. Social media exploded with fans expressing shock, horror, and anger at this family betrayal. #GoodbyeBraun started trending immediately because everyone realizes that after this level of family trauma being exposed on live television, Braun Breaker might not be able to continue in WWE. How do you come back from your own uncle stabbing you in the back on the biggest stage? How do you trust anyone in this business when family betrays you? Here's what makes this situation absolutely heartbreaking. Braun Breaker's entire identity in WWE has been tied to his family legacy. He wrestles under a variation of the Steiner name, he uses moves passed down through generations, he's carried the pride of the Steiner family every time he steps in that ring. And now that same family has destroyed him in the most public way imaginable. The foundation of everything Braun Breaker is as a performer has been shattered. TripleH revealed at SNME that Bron Breakker was backstage watching this reveal and his reaction was devastating. According to Hunter, when Braun saw his uncle revealed as the masked attacker, he completely broke down. Braun reportedly left the arena immediately, refusing to speak to anyone, refusing medical attention for his injuries, just wanting to get out and process this betrayal alone. WWE officials tried to stop him, tried to talk to him, but Breakker was inconsolable. And here's the part that has everyone saying, "Goodbye Braun." Multiple sources are reporting that Bron Breakker has told WWE management he needs time away from the company. Braun allegedly said he can't be in a WWE ring right now, can't perform, can't even think about wrestling after what his family did to him. There are rumors that Breakker asked for his contract to be terminated, that he wants out of WWE entirely so he can figure out his life away from the business that tore his family apart. The implications of Bron Breakker potentially leaving WWE are staggering. This is a 26-year-old performer who was being positioned as a future franchise player. WWE had invested millions in building Breakker as a cornerstone of their programming for the next decade. He was supposed to be main eventing WrestleManias, winning multiple world championships, carrying the company into the future. And now, because of his uncle's actions and the family dysfunction this exposed, all of that might be gone. Let's talk about Rick Steiner's motive because the more you examine it, the more twisted this becomes. Rick claimed he was protecting Braun, but was he really? Or was this about jealousy? Jealousy that Braun was achieving success that Rick and Scott never had in WWE? Was this about the older generation resenting the younger generation surpassing them? The psychology here is dark and suggests that Rick's attack was more about his own issues than protecting Braun. Scott Steiner, Braun's father, released a statement hours after the SNME reveal, and it's devastating. Scott said he had no idea what Rick was planning, that he never asked for this intervention, and that he's absolutely horrified by what his brother did. Scott said his relationship with Rick is now destroyed, that the Steiner family is fractured beyond repair, and that his only concern now is helping his son Braun heal from this trauma. The family implosion is complete. Here's what absolutely infuriates me about this situation. Rick Steiner destroyed multiple lives with one selfish act. He destroyed Bron Breakker's trust, confidence, and potentially his entire WWE career. He destroyed his relationship with his brother Scott. He destroyed the Steiner family legacy that took decades to build. And for what? Because Rick thought he knew better. Because Rick couldn't handle watching the new generation succeed. It's selfish, it's destructive, and it's unforgivable. The WWE locker room has rallied around Bron Breakker in an incredible show of support. Multiple superstars have posted messages saying they're here for Braun, that he's not alone, that the WWE family has his back even if his real family betrayed him. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, all the top stars have reached out publicly supporting Breakker. But the question is, will that support be enough to bring Braun back? TripleH made an emotional plea at the end of the Saturday night's main event segment. Hunter said directly to the camera, speaking to Bron Breakker, "Braun, take all the time you need. Your spot at WrestleMania will be waiting. Your WWE family will be waiting. We love you, we support you, and we'll be here whenever you're ready to come back. But if you decide you need to walk away, we'll understand that too." The emotion in Triple H's voice was real. You could tell this situation has affected everyone deeply. But here's the harsh reality. Even if Bron Breakker wants to come back eventually, can he ever be the same performer after this? Wrestling requires confidence, trust, and mental strength. How does Braun rebuild those things after being betrayed by family on the biggest stage? Every time he's in a big match, will he be thinking about the Royal Rumble? Will he be looking over his shoulder wondering who else might betray him? The psychological damage might be irreparable. The "goodbye Braun" sentiment spreading across social media isn't about fans wanting Breakker to leave. It's about fans recognizing the reality that someone who's been through this level of trauma might not be able to continue. Fans are mourning the potential loss of an incredible talent. They're expressing grief over what could have been. All the classic matches, all the championship reigns, all the WrestleMania moments we might never see because Rick Steiner couldn't keep his ego and issues in check. Here's what should happen but probably won't. Rick Steiner should be banned from WWE for life. He should be exiled from the wrestling business entirely. He attacked a WWE superstar, interfered in the Royal Rumble, and caused immeasurable damage to a young performer's career and mental health. But we all know WWE's history with the Steiner family means Rick will probably face minimal consequences while Braun's career hangs in the balance. The injustice is maddening. The financial implications for WWE are also massive. Braun Breaker was featured in WrestleMania promotional materials, merchandise was being produced, sponsorship deals were being negotiated around his involvement. If Braun doesn't return, WWE loses millions in potential revenue. All because Rick Steiner decided to play God with his nephew's career. Here's my heartbreaking prediction. I don't think Bron Breakker comes back to WWE, at least not anytime soon. The trauma of this betrayal, combined with the family dysfunction it exposed, is too deep to overcome quickly. I think Braun takes months away, possibly even a year, to heal mentally and figure out who he is outside of wrestling and outside of the Steiner legacy. And honestly, that might be the healthiest thing for him, even though it breaks my heart as a fan. If Bron Breakker does eventually return, it needs to be on his terms. No pressure, no rushed timeline, no expectations. Braun needs to come back when he's ready, if he's ready. And his first match back should be against Rick Steiner in the most personal, most brutal match WWE has ever presented. Braun deserves the chance to get revenge and closure, but only when he's mentally and emotionally prepared for it. The legacy of the Steiner family in wrestling is now forever tainted by this betrayal. When people talk about the Steiners in the future, they'll always mention how Rick destroyed Braun's career. The family name that meant excellence and dominance now means betrayal and dysfunction. Rick Steiner's legacy is ruined, and he did it to himself. I want to hear your thoughts on this absolutely devastating reveal. Drop your comments below and tell Bron Breakker that the WWE Universe supports him no matter what he decides. Smash that like button if you're heartbroken for Braun. Subscribe to WrestleSphere with notifications on, because if and when Braun makes a decision about his future, we'll cover it immediately. Do you think Braun should return or walk away? Should Rick Steiner be banned from WWE? Can Braun ever recover from this betrayal? Will we really have to say goodbye to one of WWE's brightest young stars? Let me know everything, because this isn't just a wrestling story. This is a human story about family, betrayal, and whether someone can overcome the worst moment of their life. Goodbye Braun might be our reality, and wrestling will be worse off if it is.